Hey guys, welcome to another Kickster review. So today I'm going to be reviewing the third episode of the second season of Loki on Disney+. I have to be honest, not a lot happened in this episode, so I'm not going to waste your time going too much into the details here. I'm just going to kind of skim along the surface, give you my overall thoughts, and just go from there. The whole episode takes place in the late 1800s at a Chicago fair, and they've basically found one of Kang's variants, played by Jonathan Majors, and Loki and Mobius go there to basically find him. When in the meantime, Renslayer is there trying to get his essence because they want his essence to do something with it. Meanwhile, they need his essence so that they can reset all these pruned timelines and whatnot and save all these people that have died in all these different multiverses. So that's the basic premise of what's going on in the episode, and the whole episode is basically like almost a one-man play by Jonathan Majors playing Kang, where he's basically a charlatan who's selling that he has this amazing technology he's doing, but he's actually a con man, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, they're trying to get him, and that's the whole premise of the episode. So let's start with what I liked. Well, I think so far, the performances by Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson in the main two roles have been great. They're always great, no matter what kind of bad dialogue they get. They always knock it out of the park. They're just oozing charisma. So they're always fun to follow. Look, the premise of this episode, I guess, is fine in the sense that it's a period piece. It's like set in the late 1800s. So, you get to see these old sets and things like that. And that in itself is kind of fun to explore. But I have to say, outside of those two main performances and the time period, I could even give some credit to Jonathan Majors, his performance as Kang. It is very performative at times. It feels almost like a stage performance rather than like a film performance. But I'll give credit. He's a good actor. But other than those things, there's not much here, and I'm going to get into the things that I dislike that will really explain my issues with this episode and the series as a whole. So the two main issues here, as I can see, is starting off with Kang. Obviously, it's fine. Jonathan Majors, he's fine as Kang, but he's not intimidating, and I think it's because he has so many variants that when you can't isolate a villain, it diminishes his the fear surrounding him. He's too scattered. We know he's already been defeated twice in two variants in different shows and movies. So why are we intimidated by this guy? If he's supposed to be the new bad to replace Thanos and be more dangerous than Thanos, we're certainly not feeling it. And particularly with this iteration that we're getting in this recent episode where he's kind of almost comical at times, you can't take it seriously. So how am I supposed to buy into the threat that he poses when they're always presenting him as almost a joke? So that's the one big problem that I see. The other big one is Sylvie. Sylvie is not in this episode, and this is the problem. I do not like her character. I'm going to say that straight up. I do not find her interesting in the slightest bit. But you just spent the first two episodes of the season, essentially Loki's looking for Sylvie. He wants to find her. He finally finds her at the end of episode 2, and that is a moment in itself. And then now you have episode 3, and she's not in there at all. She's not even barely mentioned. So what are we doing here? This is a 6-episode show. So we're now at the halfway point in the show. Nothing has happened. I can tell you summarize very quickly for you what's happened. Loki was jumping through time, not at his will, in the first episode, and they had to fix that. The second one, they were finding a guy called Brad and interrogating him the whole time, and the timelines got pruned at the very end. And then now they were watching Kang give a performance for a lot of the episode and just trying to track him down. That's all that's happened. Nothing of essence or substance has happened. And this is I've harped on this in other reviews before, talking about Ahsoka, talking about Disney Plus, all this. They don't know how to do TV. They just don't. They're taking something that should maybe not even at the most be like a 90-minute film, and they're chopping it up to make it, and dragging it out to make it into a TV show. So there is nothing TV about this, the way it's chopped up. What we've seen so far in this first episode could have easily been covered in one episode, easily. But I could argue, I don't know where they're going to go from here, but for the next 3 episodes, but I'm pretty sure by the end of it we'll all be saying this could have been a movie. And on top of that, the ramifications of the last episode, episode 2, with all these timelines getting printed, as a terrible scene in my mind, because you're seeing something and they're telling us how emotional it is, and all we're seeing is lines on a graph disappear. That's not emotional whatsoever. But anyways, moving on from that is a big moment, but there's not paid off in any way in this episode. It's not even addressed hardly in this episode now. So there's just no flow. There's no flow. They jump from one thing to the next, and nothing feels cohesive, nothing has substance, and nothing seems to gel. So it's it's watching something that could have been a movie and chopped up, but even then it doesn't really make sense because it doesn't just flow from one scene to the next. It just really jumps all over the place and it's very chaotic. And you could say that maybe they're going for that because of the whole time skipping, jumping thing, whatever, but that doesn't make for easy viewing as an audience member. So with my overall thoughts, I'm not going to go as far as calling this trash. Coming off of Ahsoka just recently, I would say that the show is so far better, and I think that's mainly driven by Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston in the main roles. Like, they just have charisma in themselves despite what their characters are being made to do, which I think is terrible, but just their presence on the screen makes it mildly enjoyable at times. But other than that, this is another waste of time as far as I can tell. It's just going to be another show that we watch that means nothing in the grand scheme of things, and it's just holding us over till whatever's the next thing that they're going to dump on us that I'm sure will be worthless as well. So yeah, look, overall, it's okay at best and at times, but completely unnecessary, unneeded. No idea where it's going, and don't really care either. There's nothing that's been made that's intriguing so far about what's going on that makes me really want to know what's going to happen. It's like it's just meandering all over the place and you're just getting bored and dozing off. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts, guys. I won't drag it on too much more than that. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you have thoughts of your own, please put them in the comment section below. I want to hear them all. Subscribe to my channel and we'll see you next time. Bye.